Hi everyone, this is Brett Endy's The Dog Savant, dogtrainingla.com. So I'm on my way to get some coffee, and I figured I would make a little video because me and some other dog trainers have been talking a lot lately about what it means to be rational. Not even in terms of dog training. This is really a world issue, and usually I'm giving instructionals. In my old podcasts, I'd be going off on rants about why are other trainers and other people in the dog world not rational. But I've evolved a little more myself, and I've learned that this is a real human issue. This is what the Buddha calls self-cherishing ignorance. What that means is we are now primarily a world of people running around deluded by feelings versus the actual reality before them. And again, what is the actual reality? It's being able to see another person's point of view or what they're going through, having some empathy. And unfortunately, that is something that we are lacking nowadays on a very great and dangerous scale. So, how does this relate to dog training? Very simple. I find that over the years, starting with somewhere in the mid-90s, which I find a very interesting parallel to how parenting has shifted, everything has gone from, I don't want to say negative, but something that's more reality-based to a validation of feelings type of approach. And what that means is that as long as it feels good, it's okay. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong or ridiculous or inappropriate. As long as it feels good to you, you're empowered and you're okay because you're an individual snowflake too. And yes, as humans, we're all amazing. We all have gifts and we're all unique in our own special way, but there's a point where you also have to make an effort. You're not always supposed to feel good. You're supposed to stretch yourself. You're supposed to grow. And what I find is a real issue is that nobody is expecting this in other people, in their children, in dogs. And it's afforded itself, back to the dogs, to a style of training that is, in its way, again, almost delusional. It's polarizing our profession. And what the dangerous part of it is that people who are, kind of in this way of thinking, they drank the Kool-Aid, is that now they're being bullies to anyone who doesn't think like them. So they're so deluded, I use that word a lot because it's the best way to describe their mental state, where they can't even see the merit in someone else's way. I mean, to the point where they're pointing fingers, accusing other dog trainers of being abusive and really hurting people who have done good work for a lot of years and have done everything but abusing dogs, taking on cases where other trainers haven't. And I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about all these other dog trainers who I network with and communicate with, and we support each other because we have to go through this all the time, especially now where you're living in a social media based world where you have literally children coming out speaking as if they're the experts on something, and they haven't done the time. They haven't, read the books, they haven't taken the bites. And there's this one person, and I'm not a slanderous type, so I'm not even going to mention names, but, there's enough people in my profession buzzing about this guy because he's really dangerous. He's very uninformed. He has no idea what he's talking about, but he's got a lot of time on his hands, so he's making videos that some people are watching. I'd assume people who have any rational bones in their body or any sense of a bit of intelligence are going to be able to discern that he's a maniac and very dangerous to dogs, but nonetheless, I feel that I do have to speak out against it. I spend most of my time actually training dogs and helping my clients, but once in a while, especially when it becomes personal, and I feel a need to, voice what I'm seeing here in my unique perspective of having to retrain all the dogs that come from people from this one line of thought who, again, the owners are innocent in this, but these people are leading them down this path of, well, if you're doing anything that expects more from a dog or tells them the word no, you're being mean and abusive. And that's, again, not the case at all. If you really see what's going on, I don't know any dog trainers who got into this to abuse dogs. I mean, what are we, all a bunch of sadists? It's really, if you think of it again rationally, it makes no sense. But, again, I felt I had to speak out about it. I'm going to continue to do it. But, it's not helping you. If you're someone with a dog and you're sitting here watching this, it's sort of like you're entering our little weird, Coke Pepsi war versus, well, how can I get good solid information to help train my dog? And that's the point, is we want to be able to filter out some of this nonsense and help make the general dog owning public a little more aware of what's going on so they can make their own proper choices in terms of what kind of training or place, to board or kennel or daycare their dog is going to be best for them, versus falling for a gimmick or, buying into somebody's, diatribe because they have, like the original part of this video, a feeling about something when it comes to dogs that isn't really there. It's their own perspective of it, that because it's so not real, it's driving them to do very dangerous and irresponsible things. I hope that made sense. I just needed to give some kind of response video because there's this person out there who's really, I know the people he's making videos about, including me, and it's really these are great dog trainers, and this guy has no right doing it. So again, just follow what we're doing. I think that we can really help your dogs, and we have some good information here that, again, is based on being rational, based on experience, and a true understanding of both dog and human nature. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.